Sveiki, čia laida ŽMONės svečiuose ir aš, Ugnė Martusevičiūtė, sveikinuosi su jumis iš 15 min studijos, kur lankosi 2019 metų Eurovizijos nugalėtojas Duncanas Laurence'as. Jis išpopuliarėjo savo dainą Arcade, bet šiandien pristato naujausią dainą I Want It All ir, žinoma, vakar lankėsi Eurovizijos atrankų antrojo pusfinalio filmavimuose, buvo komisijos narys, atliko porą kūrinių Eurovizijos scenų. Tai papasakos apie šią patirtį, papasakos apie savo naująjį kūrinį, taip pat prisiminsime 2019 metų Euroviziją ir po to sekančią Euroviziją, kurioje jis nepasirodė, nes sirgo koronavirusu, nors turėjo atlikti Rotterdame savo nugalėtojo dainą. Tai išskirtinis interviu su labai šiltu žmogumi Duncanu, kuris specialiai pas mus atvyko šiandien. Hello, Duncan.
Hi.
How are you? How is your day today?
I'm good. It's been a great day, actually. I like walking around here in the city and just, seeing it a little bit. And I had a little bit of nap time in between, which is nice in between a promo. So yeah, I feel good and I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, paklausiu Duncano, kaip jis jaučiasi, sakė, kad tikrai gerai, vaikštinėja gatvelėmis, taip pat tarp visų veiklų, tarp interviu, kurių tikrai turi daug Lietuvoje, šiek tiek ir nusnaudžia, kad turėtų energijos toliau veikti dalykus, tai gerai nusiteikęs Duncanas. So yesterday you were in the Lithuanians Eurovision selection.
Yeah.
You were in the commission chair.
Yeah, like the panel. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to sit there?
I mean, it was really cozy and just nice to be with the other judges because we just had a lot of fun while watching the performances and in between talking about music and stuff. And it was also nice to see just everyone with their big dreams standing on that stage doing their very best to impress everyone and the judges and the people. It was just a really nice, cozy situation. But I wish I was in the actual the actual room because we had to watch it from a separate room. But really? That's fine, of course, because then you get to see it how it's on television as well. But I was like, oh, I want to feel the audience and the energy and everything. That would have been nice. Yeah. But we had a lot of fun, for sure.
I see, okay. Paklausiu Duncano, kaip jis jautėsi vakar, būdamas Eurovizijos atrankų filmavime ir būdamas komisijos nariu. Tai jis sakė, kad tikrai labai patiko, labai jautė, kad žmonės nori atiduoti maksimumą, tikrai stengiasi ir bando parodyti viską, ką gali geriausio. Tik jam užkliuvo vienas dalykas, kad jie buvo atskiroje patalpoje, ne salėje ir turėjo matyti pasirodymus per televizijos ekraną ir negalėjo pajausti galbūt to, ką jaučia žiūrovas sėdintis salėje ir negalėjo pajusti taip pat ir auditorijos plojimų ir jų emocijų. Which performance did you like the most of yesterday's?
I think I had a few favorites in the 10 songs that I saw. I think my favorite of the evening were Beatrice and Paulina, the one who started off first. I think they were both performance-wise really there. I thought they were their songs were catchy and good, and their vocals were really on point. I also do think that both of them struggle a little bit with the same thing of really believing in themselves as a rock star or a pop star. And I hope that if they go to Eurovision, they'll take that advice and just really believe in themselves and stand on that stage and just dream big. That was the only thing that I really wanted them to hopefully see that night. Yeah.
Do you have any advices how to feel more confident by yourself?
I think it's quite difficult to pinpoint it. It's very personal to feel confident about yourself because you also know what you're insecure about for yourself. So I think it's mainly finding those sore spots, which can be really painful to get there. But then if you just detect them, you can start working on them. And I think the most important thing is to create this safe bubble, almost like a little bit of a dream that you can live in as an artist and create a sort of you know, safe space for yourself just to be you. That's what I try to do. I always try to like keep out the opinions of others, like the internet, like everything when I'm creating or when I'm performing, because it really just helps me a lot. So that would be a tip maybe.
So sometimes that soap bubble is okay.
Yeah, of course. I think the bubble is more than okay. I think you need it, especially if you're like performing a lot. I really need it actually, but yeah, maybe that would help them too. I don't know. I always like to be in this little cozy bubble where I feel like, oh yeah, next step is this, and then I'm gonna show them this, and then we're gonna do that, and then that video, and like just create your own world and really believe in that, and that what you make is good and people want to hear it.
Yeah. Okay, I will now translate
your
answers. Taigi, Duncano paklausiu, kokie pasirodymai jam labiausiai patiko vakar Eurovizijos pusfinalyje, tai jis paminėjo Beatrice ir Pauliną, gyrė jų vokalą ir patį pasirodymą ir šiaip kaip jos jaučiasi scenoje, tik jis patarė labiau pasitikėti savimi ir labiau būti roko žvaigždėmis scenoje ir paklausiu jo, galbūt jis turi kokį nors patarimų, kaip labiau pasitikėti savimi, kaip išdrįsti būti geriausia savo versija scenoje ir Duncanas sakė, kad na, viskas yra labai asmeniška ir kiekvienas žmogus turėtų rasti savyje tam tikrų taškų, kurie verčia jaustis nesaugiai ir bandyti juos įspręsti, bet ką jis daro pats, tai jis stengiasi save apsupti tai žmonėmis, kurie juo tiki ir gyventi tarsi tokiame burbule, kuriame viskas yra taip, kaip norisi, gražu ir taip jam tiesiog yra lengviau, ypač kai jis kuria. Sakė, kad tada jaučiasi saugiai ir gali realizuoti savo visas idėjas. Tai kad kartais tas muilo burbulo efektas nėra blogai. Kartais tikrai tai gali išgelbėti ir pagerinti netgi gyvenimą, ypač jeigu esate kūrėjas. Let's talk about your Eurovision in 2019 when you were the winner of the Eurovision. So how now does it feel that moment that you one day 4 years ago you won the Eurovision, that big contest? How does it feel now?
I mean, like, I still look at it and first of all I can think like, wait, that was yesterday, but then I'm like, oh, but it's also so long ago. I think a lot has to do with the pandemic that was in between as well, which was kind of like, where did my years go? Kind of like that. I went from 25 to like 28, like in this. But I still look at that moment as like, it was the start of my career and I couldn't have wished for a better start to release my first song, which was Arcade. That's my very first song ever.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna try this and I'm gonna see if people like it and I'm just gonna be me and like, you know, not have like dancers or flame things or like everything that Eurovision was known for, kind of just a piano, a spotlight, and the fact that that resonated so much with Europe and Australia was just like a gift for me as a starting artist to be like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something good here. Let's just take this as a big empowering moment and like start moving on from this point and start living that dream finally. Because before that, I just wrote songs in my bedroom.
Okay. Paklausiu Duncano, kaip jis dabar jaučiasi prisiminęs tuos 2019 metus, kai laimėjo Eurovizijos konkursą ir jis sakė, kad tai buvo puikia pradžia jam kaip atlikėjui, nes tai buvo jo pirmoji daina sukurta ir tiesiog, na, iki tol jis įkūrė dainą savo mėgamajame, bet tai buvo galbūt viena pirmųjų dainų, kurią jis išleido ir tokį pripažinimą pelno ir tiesiog jam tai yra kaip dovana, tas laimėjimas ir sakė, atrodo, kad viskas buvo kaip vakar, bet turbūt dėl to kalta ir pandemija, nes visi tie metai kažkur išgaravo, kol mes buvom uždaryti namuose, tai jam atrodo, kad viskas buvo neseniai, nors iš tikrųjų jau 4 metai praėjo. So this year you are one of the author of the Eurovision song which will represent Netherlands.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that song? Will you win this year?
I mean, I hope we're gonna win. You never know with Eurovision because it's like always like
lottery.
Yeah, a lottery, literally. We're just gonna prepare it as good as possible, and we're just gonna really support Mia and Dion, who are going for the Netherlands. And We're finishing up the song right now. I can't say anything about it because otherwise me and Dion will kill me, I think. So I won't say anything, but I think it's very beautiful and I'm very proud of it. And I think that, yeah, it's going to be an incredible moment there on that stage for them as well, because they're both like I was like starting out artists, like haven't done big things like this yet. They did release more music than I did when I started, but it's still like that switch from like a smaller stage to like a huge 200 million, what is it, like 180 million viewer stage. Yeah. And I just hope that they'll enjoy the moment and really just, you know, be in the song and like just sing it and enjoy it and feel the warmth of the audience that Eurovision has.
Okay. Duncanas šiemet yra vienas iš Eurovizijos dainų autorių, kur ta daina atstovaus Nyderlandus šiais metais ir ją atliks duetas Mia ir Dion. Ir paklausiau, ar gali laimėti Nyderlandai šiais metais, tai sakė, kad tikrai, kodėlgi ne, tikrai gali, nes Eurovizija yra toks, na, nenuspėjamas dalykas kaip loterija ir jis tiki, tai tuo duetu tiki savo dainą ir labai džiaugiasi dėl dueto, nes jie irgi yra kaip ir žengiantis pirmosius žingsnius muzikos pasaulyje ir jiems ši patirtis prieš tokią didelę auditoriją pasirodyti bus tikrai labai, labai naudinga ir įsirašys į jų tikrai gyvenimo atmintį. You didn't perform in Rotterdam when you were the winner and you bring the Eurovision into your country because you had coronavirus, that very, very bad virus.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you feel when you cannot be there?
I have to say that did a lot to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's for my mental health, that was a big down, because it was already locked down. It was like I felt like my life changed from like completely around when I won Eurovision, and then after when lockdown hit, it was like whoop, back the other way around, and it was a lot to handle. So like going to the rehearsals and luckily recording that, so we were able to broadcast that during the live show, and then catching coronavirus right there behind the scenes.
Oh my God.
Was just like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel right. I got a lot of sweet messages. I mean, like, and I'm very happy that this year I'm part of the Netherlands, the act again, so I can secretly myself also like regain a little bit of what I missed maybe in Rotterdam, but I'm still really proud that I brought it there, and I think it was a big party even though it was COVID. It was a big COVID party, let's say that. Yeah.
It was before that big COVID, really big COVID party.
Yeah.
It was just the beginning,
It was the beginning of like, it was kind of the start, but everything was so strict also, and I think that I spent 4 or 3 weeks not seeing anyone because I really wanted to be there, and it was just really like, no, why did I get it here, you know? And some people were like, you still have to go, like, just do it, like, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to infect contestants who like have been working up to the same amount of time, so, you know, I'll just watch it from my couch at home. It's fine.
Yeah, at least you have time for yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I had 2 weeks off all of a sudden. And a lot of interviews through Zoom, though, because that just continued. But yeah, so I kind of had a lot of interviews where half of the words were just like, because it was a really bad version of COVID that I had,
Oh, you lost your voice.
My voice, my smell, my everything. It was like, okay, here we go, But, you know, after that I didn't have it anymore, so that was fine. That's good. And like I said, this year I get to go to Liverpool and support 2 amazing artists and be there and see everything again and just feel the bubble that you get into when you're there for those 2 weeks.
Yes, that contest has its magic. So.
It has, yeah. And I didn't expect that when I first participated, because I always watched it when I was young with family, but I was always kind of like, yeah, but what's it going to be like? And like, is it going to be too much like input for any artist kind of, because it's so much show and this and that and so flashy. But I really enjoyed everything because it comes from a place of warmth and from a place of like, acceptance and music first, and everyone enjoyed this together with each other, and that's really just undescribable.
Yes, so I will now translate.
Yes.
Gerai, pabandysiu išversti, ką mes čia pakalbėjome. Tai kalbėjome apie 2019 metų, paskui sekančią Euroviziją, 2020 metų Euroviziją, kai Duncanas turėjo pasirodyti Rotterdame su savo nugalėtojo daina, bet nepasirodė, nes sirgo koronavirusu. Jis pasakojo, kad jautėsi tikrai prastai ir buvo psichologiškai beprotiškai sunku suprasti tą faktą, kad jis negalės pasirodyti, nes serga koronavirusu, kuriuo beje užsikrėtė repetuodamas būtent didžiai scenai kažkur užkulisiuose. Tas dar labiau, tiesiog privertė jaustis tikrai prastai ir apgalvoti viską ir, tiesiog toks nusivylimo tikrai didelis jausmas buvo, bet jis žiūrėjo Euroviziją ant savo sofutės namuose ir 3 ar 4 savaitės iš viso su niekuo nebendravo gyvai. Tik turėjo daug interviu per Zoomą, nuotoliu ir tikrai turėjo laiko ir savo, bet buvo sunkus metas, todėl jisai šiemet tikisi atvažiuoti į Liverpoolį kartu su Mia ir Dion ir jos palaikyti būtent iš užkulisių ir būti visame tame konkurse kartu su jais, nes sakė, kad tikrai šitas konkursas turi savo magiją ir jis dar prieš dalyvaujant jame žiūrėdavo per televizorių ir galvodavo, kad tai yra visiškai nereali patirtis, todėl jis šiemet bandys atpirkti tarsi tai, kad sirgo COVID-u, kai buvo konkursas Rotterdame, tai vis tiek tokios kaip ir vilties jo žodžiuose buvo. So let's talk about your most famous song, Arcade. So it has almost 1 billion views in all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, so
10. It's 10.
10 billion?
Yes,
Oh
on
my
all
God.
platforms. I know, it's incredible.
But
On Spotify, we're almost going to be at 1 billion
Yes,
soon,
1 billion.
just on Spotify, so that's crazy.
Yes, because yesterday I tried to count and I thought it was
Like
a
one by
billion.
one?
Because it was 999,
Yeah.
0.999.
It's incredible.
wow.
Like, the support has been massive, and like, when I heard that, because like, I think it was like Capitol Records in the US that said like, yeah, we calculated it and it's at 10 billion now on all platforms.
Oh my God.
And I was like, how can I imagine that number? Like, do I see it in stars, like in little ants on the floor? Like, how do I even envision that? It's been incredible.
Maybe in the sand.
Yeah, exactly, like sand, like little, yeah. But it's been so nice to, not only because of Eurovision, because Eurovision was a great start for Arcade, but what really happened after was TikTok and what, like, during the pandemic,
Is your fiancé here in Lithuania with you or not?
No, he's actually in Amsterdam right now working on the Eurovision act as well. We're both the creative directors for the act, and that means that one of us had to stay there while the other one was here while I was here, obviously, to help out and to make sure that everything is organized, that we can send them off to Liverpool like in a few months without any troubles or whatever. So that's what Jordan is doing right now, secretly backstage creating amazing stuff around the song.
Nice. Is it hard to, like, two musicians in the home, is it hard or no?
No, it's not hard at all. This is a question I get a lot because I do know that like some couples don't work with each other, like, because that's like a different kind of vibe, but
and maybe they want to be better than each other or something.
Right, no, we never had that, but there's also like maybe a little bit of a split there where I'm more an artist and he is very much like a songwriter and a creative thinker, and like he likes to think in worlds, and that's what we share a lot, that we both think in worlds, but we each have our different part in that world almost, where some things touch, where we can sometimes of course have like a little bit of a discussion about something, but in the end it's always like, you know what, I actually like what you're saying right there, like our taste is very similar. We don't have the feeling that we're in each other's way. We really are just working very constructive. So that's amazing to have found someone who you can love with all your heart, but also who you can just dream with on every aspect of your life.
Very nice to hear that.
Yeah.
Duncano sužadėtinis nėra šiuo metu su juo kartu Lietuvoje, nes dirba prie Eurovizijos dainos taip pat, likęs namuose. Na, vienas iš jų turėjo likti, kaip sakė. Ir paklausus, ar lengva, kai du muzikantai namie, ar visgi sunku, tai sakė, kad tikrai lengva ir dažnai šį klausimą jis išgirsta, bet jų yra muzikos skoniai panašus ir gal Duncanas save dažniau realizuoja kaip atlikėją, kaip artistą, nors irgi rašo dainas, o jo sužadėtinis rašo dainas, tai jie taip pasiskirsto galbūt rolėmis, pasiskirsto darbus ir tikrai tų pykčių ar kažkokių nemalonumų nebūna ir konkurencijos tuo labiau, tai tiesiog viskas labai jiems puikiai sekasi, konstruktyviai, kaip sakė, tai džiugu labai girdėti. So our talking is like in a few minutes will be finished. Maybe last question. What are you working on right now for Eurovision song, but what else?
So I'm working on my next album, the second album that I'm going to release. Right now we're in the process of like getting everything back, like hearing the mix, the master, like it's really the final stage of the music thing that we're in, which is really cool to be in, because all those ideas that you have like suddenly like make sense and come to life, and you can hear this whole album. And these days I try to like collect all the updates of the songs that I'm getting and then putting them in order so that I can just like listen to my new own album constantly, which is great. Also working on like videos, the artwork, like everything around that is what is happening right now. So that's really, really exciting. And also next month my new single Skyboy is coming out. Today on my socials we're actually like announcing when that's going to be coming out. So yeah, if you're curious, just look up It's Duncanu Laurence'u and then you can find it. Yeah.
We're really looking forward to hear your new songs and album. Yes, thank you. Tai Duncanas šiuo metu dirba ties savo naujo albumu, kuris greitai pasirodys, ir kitą mėnesį pasirodys jo naujausia daina Skyboy, tai jis jau pradėjo apie ją komunikuoti savo socialiniuose tinkluose, tai sekite naujienas ir išgirskite naujausią Duncanu Laurence'u muziką ir jo darbus. So thank you, Duncan, for the chat.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
It was very nice. Tai ačiū labai, kad klausėtės šio interviu su Duncanu Laurence'u, 2019 metų Eurovizijos nugalėtoju. Tai pasiklausykite jo naujausios dainos I Want It All, visose platformose galite ją rasti. Ačiū, kad buvote ir likite su ŽMONės svečiuose.